turn on this one? What's this?
Cause that's a condenser mic.
Okay. I thought you gotta turn it on for the first. Maybe yours don't work like mine. I don't know. Alright, now there's audio now. Alright, so
How's the audio?
sounds okay. Hold on. So what I can do is so you'll have on headphones. You have headphones, right?
Yeah, I need to have them on to edit.
You need to have the headphones on in order to monitor the audio. Because I'll have my headphones on too. But I'm only listening from here. So my scarlet goes right here. So get your audio going from the Scarlett. What you mean? Huh? Oh, that. Yeah, right. I haven't used the Scarlett in a while. So this will come to you.
Yo.
Oh, that's why.
Yo.
So this will come you to the headphone jack. And I'll listen to the music in here.
So can you turn the music on?
Give me a second. So that's still coming from there. sound bad, but I just
Play it again.
I just don't want it to be room sound.
Why not?
I don't know, cause I could get it better than that. So it's gonna play direct.
But direct to what?
I just handed you the fucking cable. Plug this into the second jack.
Oh, I see now. Okay, no, man, I understand.
Exactly. I hear the music through my headphones now. And so you should hear the music through your headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Except the quality of music you hear is better than mine, so you gotta let me know if it's too loud. But now set this camera.
All right.
Set this camera. What are you looking at me for?
We're having an echo.
I know we have an echo because this is on right now. Come on, yo. You all right? Yeah, I'm good, yo. I know we have an echo because this is on right now. Come on, yo.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay, it's recording?
No, it's right now.
All right, so start recording. All right, be careful. Don't trip over any wires. All right, so start that one. Don't move it. You know, I told you how to turn on the camera really easy, right? You still know how to do it? You still can't do it. I told you how to turn on the camera really easy, right? You still know how to do it?
This phone man can literally get you.
No, don't do it. Just leave it on you because this camera has me. Right. It's not needed for me to be in both cameras. Don't do it. Just leave it on you. Okay. All right. So I'm thankfully shall. I'm listening to music through YouTube real quick. I don't hear music on here though. Oh, there it is.
Alright, I was editing the volume how it sounds.
Don't touch the volume no more. Don't touch it no more. I'll control it.
Well then, let me turn it down more then, so there won't be so much static. That static is from the...
From that.
Yeah.
Mute it. Turn it off. Turn it off. Let me see.
Well then, let me turn it down
turn it.
more then, so there won't be so much static. That static is from the...
From that. Yeah. Mute it. Turn it off. Turn it off. Let me see. Turn it. Okay, so turn it down quite low. A little bit. Right there. Turn it up a little bit more. That should be okay. Okay.
Word.
Alright. So the intro just played. Before that, or after that, music right there. And then this is where we start the podcast at. This is the first time we're doing a podcast in this kind of way, so you have to take note of certain things. Alright, so the echo will be gone now. Alright. So I can't hear you through anything, so you gotta speak to me
All right,
directly.
All right.
And so yeah, just you gotta behave as if you're speaking to me directly so I can hear you.
No, I got you.
So go ahead. What's up? What's up, y'all?
All right, guess I got a lot. It's been when's the last podcast episode that we did?
The last podcast episode that we did, I was in Vietnam.
Yeah, you were actually in. Did I record while you were in Canada? I recorded in South Korea while you were in South Korea.
You did record that.
In South Korea. Okay.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember if I recorded the while you were in Canada one. But I do remember recording the while you were in South Korea one.
If you didn't, that was a waste of a good opportunity to record.
I feel like I did. I'm still a little bit behind on the episodes that I record, but I caught up to this Wednesday, so I actually have to edit one for next week. Yeah, man. There's so much to unpack for me about coming to New York.
Mm-hmm.
The last few days,
like what?
I've had like what? So when I say there's so much to unpack, what I'm really saying is what I have to unpack. I'm realizing that most of it the part that I would normally talk to myself, it can only be unpacked through cause and effect, through refining my causes.
Mm-hmm.
And that you could say that's why I'm like, okay, that's one of the reasons why I have now a renewed drive to go to work. And it's like, all right, I'm really more seeing how it fits into, I guess you could say being in New York is just helping me be more confident and comfortable with the choices that I make about my own, like, a life. About the independent choices that I make about my own life. I would say that I have in the past, I would say it's not that I didn't have confidence about independent choices I made in my own life. It's not that I didn't have confidence. I had confidence, but I didn't review anything. I didn't look. I didn't question things. I just did stuff. And I watched stuff that happened, and even if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't particularly assess it and analyze it. I would just continue going forward.
Mm-hmm. I was listening to you. I was listening to you, but that I did have there's a different type of energy as far as listening to you in real life and I don't know, listening in this kind of way. So say what you said again in a very concise way, because I heard it all, but I don't know what I should speak about. So say what just happened. So you had a lot of things to unpack. So you've been back in New York. What happened?
I feel I'm operating how I used to expect myself to operate. Every day I'm operating closer to how I expected myself to be operating at this point in time in my life. Okay. And then sometimes I'll have like a flash realization that, oh, this is what life is. Life is before I was definitely one of those people that thought so much about it, and so for a minute there, it was like, it felt like there was nothing to do because I would think about it all. And so coming here, it's like, oh, there's not too much you can really think about. It's really like a do. And then watching how you operate while you're here, and what's the actual logic behind how you operate. It's like, oh. what I traditionally, what I assumed mattered, that doesn't matter at all. And so it's good because I would say beforehand, I always had a part of me that was like, be excited, when me and Stanford are in the same location, because I'll be able to observe and learn a lot of things. And so, I guess the most noticeable thing that's been happening since I've been in New York is that rabbit holes, mental rabbit holes. So like I get into would it be a rabbit hole? There's another one. I have less of these with myself though, and so it's kind of like, I guess it seems a lot more peaceful. And at the same time, I see
My hand should be in this video. You should be able to see the keyboard. Just rotate the computer. Okay, just rotate the computer. Okay, continue and set it when you talk. Continue.
It's a continuous process.
Duh. Continue. Since I've been back, I don't even feel like the need to talk so much.
I that's exactly it.
No, you've been talking though.
But I haven't really
It just started. I'm just stuck in this music I'm making that's not being recorded anywhere except this podcast. That's the kind of podcast you can sell as an NFT. This music is only here. I'm not recording it on my computer. It only exists here. Let's see. Take it to another direction.
That actually is a good NFT idea. We have our that wouldn't I wouldn't I don't know how I feel about that though. I'll complete the idea before I just comment about my feeling about it.
I'm meeting with my NFT friend this weekend, and so I guess partially I don't care about how you feel about it because I know you haven't coined any NFTs before, and so it's like if he says it's a way to do it, it's done. I definitely know it's a way to do it.
I wasn't talking about that though. I was talking about what I was saying, how I felt about was an idea I hadn't even mentioned yet. So that's why I said I couldn't have said that really yet. I was saying that some of the podcasts that we do live, if we just do it live and then don't post it as a podcast, we could sell some of the podcasts. We could do it
the same as that one.
Yeah, same thing you just said. So it's kind of like really just redundant.
See how that drops on there.
Is the music really loud in your headphones?
No, it's very quiet in mine.
Okay.
My music is all panned. All my music is panned. I can only listen to half of it. It's kind of weird. I like it though.
Yeah. So I had a moment.
A lot of overloads. I wonder why. You had a moment. Go ahead.
I had a moment where one thing New York's made me realize how much like I don't like you tell me all the time, but how much like I don't read in between the lines of certain things, and so I heard Empire State of Mind while walking from Central Park going downtown, and I heard it while I was walking, and I was like, I get it now. I heard the part where like these lights will inspire you, and I was like, oh word, I get it. I like it. All of a sudden, it made me like, I was like, all right. Start at that moment. A few days after that, I started like listening to like Jay-Z albums to like, because I realized like, oh word. Now that I'm in New York, I feel like there's like, it makes sense to listen to Jay-Z being in New York. And plus, you kind of like you mentioned no one's talked about Jay-Z like you've talked about Jay-Z. So like just in general about rap music, I feel like yeah. I mean, so growing up, did anyone you grew up around you grew up around talk to you about music? How you talk about music?
No, nobody had the conversation directly with me. Who was the first person talking about music in a certain way? Directly to me?
But like how philosophically you talk about like how like
Not until I was like 27.
so like was Priest the first person?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't think of about. My brother James had philosophies, but and he tried to talk to me about them, but they weren't ones that I considered the most meaningful ones, or they weren't ordered in a way that connected with me.
I just imagined editing these videos together. It would be really cool. Since this is the cleanest video, and this is definitely the foggiest one.
Yeah, this is the special shot. This is the cool one. This is the one you get money from. Like on YouTube channels and shit, that clean shot, and then going from this one to the foggy one is right here, and and that one there. But I would say it does just look like two niggas in the basement, two niggas with dreadlocks in the basement, smoking weed and
but see, most niggas don't
in an unfinished basement with artwork on the wall.
Most. All right, I am going. So the sun actually came out.
That's cool.
The sun came out. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go work on getting prints for those things and prints and stickers, so we could have Nomad Melody and Waffle Record prints.
That's cool. How big for the room? I would want it to be like.
Can't be too big. Just right here, the size of this, like this square in here. So you could either put it here or right here.
I want it over there though.
Okay, so I'll make it smaller then. I'll make it like that square beside the window.
I want it bigger than that though. Like A4 or something like that. Or half A4.
Where'd you get this from when you were in Vietnam?
I played at this festival in Hanoi, like a fair in Hanoi, and I brought it like $10. Yeah. So
Like
go ahead.
do you, I can't hear. Do you have a bass yet in there?
This bass in there. Yeah.
All right, I can't hear.
It doesn't always need to have too much bass. To me, I make them in a certain style. It's pretty open. it's some things that I don't put there. That's why I work with Kenny. Kenny makes beats. Kenny Kenny will hear what I did there and be like, all right, but I can fill it in like this.
That actually kind of it reminds me of the beginning of.
Of course it does.
You know exactly how good. Yeah, we're.
Everybody who's listening knows exactly what you were about to say. I think if you're listening to this, you definitely are familiar with
Right.
the intro of that song.
Yep, you're right. No cap. It's like a year straight. A year straight. 2017, yo. You've been back in America for. Has it been a month? No, it has been a month. A month was a few days ago, because today's the 6th.
It's been a month.
All right, second.
Say it one more time with the same.
I really like that. Yo, I wish I brought my rhyme book. Please don't. Please don't. Over. Please don't overload on the trip.
So
Actually sounded really good. If it had some reverb in there.
you don't ask no questions. Let me ask no questions. Let me see. Let me ask you a question. So what's the most different thing you experienced since you've been back? Like, far as like compared to where you've been at, like what was the culture shock? Was there any type of culture shock? Something that struck you by surprise about New York City, especially you never lived here before. So for you, it was a transition of being away from America, and then when you come back to America, you come back to a different part of America. Me, I left from New York and I'm back in New York.
Mm-hmm. For the day we drove to the city, and Henny had the show, and you performed at saxophone, and then we drove back and he had a show at Gamba. it was seeing then when you went and you took your parents off in the house, I was talking to Hillary, and I was like, man, that was the culture shock of how like, and then going every day with you busking and stuff like that, and realizing that like, oh right, you know, they say if you can make it here, you make it anywhere. It's very literal. It's a, you know, it's nonstop. There's you know, there's people that just like do whatever they do and hang out, but like, they're either trust fund, they either have a lot of money and they already had their self set up or something like that, trust fund, or they're like kind of they on another end of the spectrum, and then you know everyone have some people have their things set up, they figured stuff out, but it's, you know, that was, to me that was like, oh right, this is work. Yeah, yes, this is work. And that's the first culture shock. Just the like, I would say fast pace. It's, and I knew it'd be fast paced, but I think it's a fast pace, and the intensity of the fast pacedness is. I anticipated this because I'm not as social as I used to be, or I used to feel I was. It used to be actually like easier, but it was easier because I would be in situations where I was already with people, talking to people, and like interacting with people. Not like I was surrounded by people when I had to pursue the initial interaction. And so, like, work, being at school after I got out the Navy, being in the student council, I was like in student body government, so I was like a student senator, and I used to talk all the time. I used to come up with a bunch of ideas when I was worked as a corpsman in the hospital. I used to like talk to all the nurses. I actually used to go around and like get people's ideas, and then like I would like write stuff down and like make plans to make inventions for when I got out in the military. And then when I was in student council, I would talk to people, talk about the military. Not really, just like talk. I really kind. It's a blur, but I would talk to a lot of people. Like everyone knew who I was at my college. Around the circles though of like the people that did stuff within the school. So as far as like if you were like in a school program, but it's not like I was going out and throwing parties. It's not like I was going out and talking to everyone that I saw. I was really just interacting with people based off of the school. So I was like, oh hey, do you want to come to this student council, like that? Never using it for like, and so it's interesting because when I was in the Navy, in school, and like when you go to school to like learn your rate. So when I was going to core school, that's when I started talking about like Hella Spaced. And Hella Spaced is like Hella Spaced was an events company idea. Basic like, I wanted to be like I think the tagline was like, I can't remember, bro, but it was like hella space, like this hella space or something like that. I don't know, yo. I don't know. I wrote my own signs and designed them. I had friends like design signs for me, and I was pretty open in core school. But in core school it was different. It was like I had, so like, if I could think of it, I don't think I consciously knew that I liked having attention. So I did not, because I was raised when it's kind of like, yo, attention, you know, you shouldn't do that. Like, it's kind of how my parent, my especially my dad, you know, he raised me, you know, he used to better be seen but not heard. That's what my dad would say. And so I feel like I'm realizing this now that I feel like, oh right, I always would say, I really don't like being the center of attention. I don't like that. I like to shy away. But when it was on me, I definitely basked in it, and I appreciated it, and I didn't waste it. Like I feel like I did, and I didn't try to hog it either. I didn't try to like, hey, come. It would like I would just. I know I had times where I feel like I kind of tried to like hog, but then I kind of realized when I realized what it was kind of like, oh, I realized, and it was like, it kind of happened. It was like when I'm really excited, it happens. When I'm really excited, and then people will try to give me cues, and they'll be like, hey, they'll say that like they'll like do like this type of loop, and I'll see it, and then I'll notice the loop, and I'll be like, I know that loop means something, and maybe even I'll think that, maybe I'll think that like, oh, maybe I should definitely probably go soon, but I'm gonna go in a moment. Or I gotta wait for the right time to end. And I think normally I actually think about it the first time it comes up, but then I have all these extra thoughts that are like, all right, like I was just saying, it's like, all right, I probably should go soon. Was he saying that because, the way he said that sounded different from the way everything else he was talking. The way he, tone. Heard you talking to your kids about it, to your students about it. Yeah, his tone was a little different, and then he said it again, and then I was like, oh, Dad, definitely, and then I was like, all right, man, I'll see you later, and he was like, yeah, all right, bye. I was like, oh, okay, and
I can't see what that says. Could be saying the battery's on.
I mean, yeah, possibly that battery's kind of short, so I wouldn't be surprised, but.
It said it stopped the recording automatically.
Automatically. All right. I think.
Start it back up.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that, and we back.
Okay. So what were you saying?
Oh, right. About being a center of attention. Mm-hmm. And I had a point that I was trying to get at. I think the point is that I used to never I guess I always intended to do really well, but I didn't feel adequate enough to do really well. And so it's a really weak complex, cuz you can't really do one with the other, cuz you don't as I like look back, I'm like, right, you kind of just have to like, go do it, and then whatever doesn't fit in, I learn from the shape of that, and then have that piece of it next time. So I'll think that's New York. That's every day in New York. Every day. That's every day in New York. It's nice though to be here. It's nice to be here with you. It feels good. The only thing is getting my money right. I feel like a part of me feels like I want to be like I think about like my past me that lived in different places. I think about, okay, where did I meet people at, and in the context, and what was the intent of me when I met people in all these places. And so San Francisco, pretty much everyone came from school, music school, and college, and then restaurants that are around the area that I went to. And yep, that's about it. And maybe events that were related though, too. And then through my homie and his people that he met at school though. That's interesting thinking about the connections of different people and how you met them. What about you? When you think about your connections, because I think about yours. I know you have like got the Olivier Chang, Dallas barbecue. You talk about it all the time. Actually, you have the. I guess it's. Now I'm kind of thinking of how you connect the information into an actual story though, because if I'm reflecting on how, but yeah. You always tell me that I need to compartmentalize my information, find how to categorize my stuff, my information properly, so I can access it later on. Something along those lines. What would you Could you give me some in depth explanation of that, please?
Um, would you say? I always tell you what.
You tell me that I need to categorize the information that I'm receiving, categorize it in a way that works for me, so I can easy access it easier in the future, so it can work for me better.
Because you have memories. It's like memories are like stuff you pack in a suitcase, and like sometimes you made it to your destination and you can take everything out of the bag, and sometimes you still have a long way to go, so you probably don't want to have that much in the bag if you got to go a long way with the bag, unless you need everything that's there. And then if you need everything that's there, there's some things you need sooner than later. And if it's arranged a certain way, you can take it out when you need it. And some things you need to take out independent of other things. And sometimes you need to take out things together. So it's good to have things in compartments, like any backpack you buy. And so if you just start putting the wrong things in the wrong pockets of the backpack, it only affects the person who has to go and try to take things out later.
Hmm.
Try it with a different beat. Let's see. Yeah, but what kind of lessons have you picked up from other people since you've been back here? Or what kind of thoughts do you got? Do you think about the information that other people speak about? Like the people you just met, like what do you think about their philosophies? You know, you never lived in New York before. You just came back to America from Asia. Same beat. I accidentally opened the same beat that was already open.
I've I spent I've met a lot of people. I met a few. I can't say I've met a lot of people. I've seen like a lot of people on but I have directly interacted. I could say the number is probably a lot less people that I've directly interacted with. Um,
Uh-huh.
I've actually been actively implementing the personal philosophy of different people around me.
Mm-hmm. How so?
For example, at work, the homie that I work with, actually, okay, more of what I was saying is I'm not letting the personal philosophies of people, of others, make me unsure about my own life and what I'm doing. And then at the same time, I'm looking at their philosophy and seeing if it can help me. Because in many of those cases, I'm watching them, but I'm not actually doing anything else. Really, just spending the time watching them. I don't feel like that I'm actually involved in something that is taking me to something that I desire.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about that. The people that I've spent the most and talked most to. I talked to you. I talked to the homie from work. There's a lot of different type of people in New York, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot, and it's interesting to see like how everyone like moves along, and everyone is trying to do what they're after. So, for example, I was told you the other day, coming home from work, and the homie started talking about NFT, how he was working 3 jobs, and then that led into NFTs. And he talks about how like he's talked to Tory Lanez and some other rappers. He's talked to them in these different Discord groups for these different NFT projects. That if you get whitelisted for, then you get to be like a pre-sale buyer for. So he's working 3 jobs so he can make a lot of money and invest in these. He's actually been investing in them. He's been making his bank back. And everyone is getting excited, and I decided to say nothing because, I realized that, right from hearing them talk about it, I was like, all right, he's actually in the pit doing the work. He's not just like studying these things on YouTube sideline, and he's out here. Was that the same key? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was that was the same key?
What? What you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What key were you? What key was that?
I don't know. That was nice one. I like that. Oh, there's an option to hard it. I'm gonna get closer to the screen so I can see what that looks like. What that hard? Oh, that is that. Okay, so I'm gonna start using that feature to go ahead and like things.
But yeah, so I just let them talk, and I thought about how, like, hearing them talk about how the money part of it, and then I was reflecting upon our time, our research on NFTs, and I was like, man, I just felt like a type of a piece, and then I felt the part of me that was a hater. I felt the part that I also felt the part of me that was like, all right, man, like, that's just their game. He's in it, and you're not in it, and you don't have the money to be in it, neither do you have the time to be in it. Maybe you have the time, not really. Maybe you do, but you don't know. You don't know. And then I was like, how can that guy be of the most use? Like, what's the most positive? What's the most optimal thoughts I can have in regard to this situation? And then I was like, it sounds like he's kind of like a promoter. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, well, I should probably get his information and reach out to him so that, if we have an NFTs thing, he probably has a network and stuff. And so then I asked him these questions, and it's what it turned out. He's like, yeah, man. And so, and then for me, it was like, right. Yeah, I thought of that word optimal. I thought of that. I think I thought of that while I was working. I thought of it while I was working again. I was like, all right, optimist.
What?
I just imagined us smoking while you're doing the music and be like, oh, and the smoke like coming, and be like,
Yeah, man. So soon we're gonna have other guests and shit. That's gonna be cool. Like having, I think us two, we could do cool. We could do cool. As far as like, we combine the music and some talking and stuff, a little bit of philosophy. You know what I'm saying? We can keep ripping on for something. I think we should start arranging like some topics or something to bring up. But I think as we go through more experiences, because there's been like this on and off lockdowns and stuff, and not many shows and nothing like that, events or something like that. So, it's still so much to talk about.
No, yeah, you're right.
So many things to unpack. Like I can start talking about stories from Vietnam, but I decided to wait till and let things come out more episodically instead of just trying to like cram all the information into one situation.
Episodically. The camera just that video just looks so good. Yeah.
So I feel like this probably has about. Oh snap! Is that battery? What is that blinking? I'll check that in a second.
Battery could die, so what? It's okay.
Well, yeah, I was just about to mention. I was just thinking about how long the battery is. I think what that was just now though is it automatically starts the next reel. Because the longest the reel is, I think, is like maybe like 6 minutes, something like that, if I remember correctly. So it automatically starts the next one. So I think that's what that blinking I just saw.
No. I like this.
Yeah, I like it too. That voice, yeah, that voice did it.
Right there.
That's hard, yeah. I like that. These almost feel more like dance beats. I can see girls at like a festival just all like dancing and like shaking their ass to this. And I can see people like singing it as a song. It'd be like if you turn the A lower, it'd be like kind of like the A. You have everyone hum it while you rap, kind of a little line above it.
Yeah, this dope. I one day I'm just gonna go through and do every track I ever made and just mute all the other stuff and take my drums and just make different beats with them. Cause I feel like this drum pattern, you know, I made this and shit, and it was dope when the song originally was on, but it sounds dope on all this little stuff I'm doing here. I guess that's all I like about the podcast. It gives me opportunities to do stuff in a little bit of a different way because it's a different energy.
You're not saving any of these beats at all?
Huh?
You're not saving any of these beats at all?
No. I'm saving the sounds. Later on I can come back and yeah, there's no biggie. Back in the day I would have made like 20 alternatives right now, but no need. That way, if somebody come over and they like, I want to make a beat right now, I'll be like, okay, pick the drums for them. I can go through a few of these things I found already. You know.
So you just save the individual arrangement of different things, but you don't make the actual track. So you save this.
No, I'm just saving this as the sound. I'm marking it so I can come back to it later. If it wasn't marked, I would have to find it like I just found it right now another time.
Mm-hmm.
Which I probably wouldn't be able to because of the many millions of sounds that are possible for me to stumble upon.
And you're talking about with arcade right now.
It is just output.
I'll start rolling New York sized blunts when I make $5,000 a month. Not from school.
I don't know if there's any need to do New York size. I think that what we spoke
Yeah,
about
I
are
mean-
New York size.
Yeah, because those, man, them
Oh,
blunts
that's not New York. That's
No, this is a little
that's-
smaller.
that's
This is a
like,
little smaller.
that's like college New York college size,
I'm talking, when I said New York
but
size,
the old New York size.
I specifically think about O'Henny and Darren's.
Those
They kind of
O'Henny, they don't roll the ones you be seeing them with that look like that. They come pre-rolled. And Darren's not exactly from New York. And so it's his style. It's New York style. It's Darren style. I think it's Darren style.
Word.
This the kind of episode that right here that could go for the next level. Just the quality.
Yeah, and the setup is pretty nice. So to run this to really run this well in a bar, I say. I guess we could use the same. No. Yeah, 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 ooh, yeah. Hey, focus right morning. Wake up, we boring. Snow on the ground. Shovel important. Salt in the driver. Car in the flyby. Slippery sloop. Mountain to drive by. Doop, doop. Back in the river. Hey. Ooh, hey. NYC. We the Dark City.
That was a feeling.
Yeah, that was pretty lit. That was pretty lit.
Let me see. One more.
Do you have a bottle of water again?
Yes, please.
Lit. I'm light this incense. What's over there?
So you gonna light incense? That's what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it's any need, but I'll do it.
Just light one in here then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so what you got, Richard? What's the next topic?
Next topic. It's 2022.
Nobody's talking about that. People don't even say Happy New Year. We just look at each other like. A lot of people. I remember a long time ago in New York City, Happy New Year. For the first like 10 days of the year, every single person you didn't see, your first time seeing them this year, you say Happy New Year. So people were saying all day, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. We said Happy New Year like twice, like the first day or whatever. To everybody, you know, who you saw at the end of last year, whatever, people you met, you know, whatever. Somebody you didn't text, you see you didn't text them since, you know, December, so you hit them with the Happy New Year when you first text them. Other than that, ain't nobody saying that shit, man. I saw a woman, we looked at each other, we smiled and said hello, and she just said, a sound came out of her mouth like, huh. And I was like, oh, that was a Happy New Year. And I was like, maybe she thought, if I had said it, she was going to commit to it too, but since I didn't say it, she was like, yeah, it was, exactly. I was doing it to be nice. The camera's off. I gotta go to the bathroom anyway.
Alright.
While I'm gone, you should tell everyone a story.
Alright.
Don't fix this, I'll come back. Don't just sit here quietly, man.
Alright, yeah, I'm not. Alright. So on that note, it is story time. I guess we can start about the story. Okay, so the line from a song that I was singing in the subway tunnel. So the hook from the song goes, high rainbows in the sky after rainy days and nights. I speed down Riverside when it's light. Don't use my lights like Simpson plates of rice. Then I park my bike outside. It got picked up overnight. Charge it to the game, I'm fine. Charge it to the game, I'm fine. Charge it to the game, I'm fine. Alright, so my bike, I was at a friend's house, and so I knew better. I listened though. She told me she said, hey, yeah, you can leave your bike outside. I had someone here. They left the bike outside overnight. And I knew. But I left it there. And the first time it was okay. The bike was okay. second night the bike was okay. In fact, the bike was okay for a while until one night I left the bike home, and then the next morning I went to get it because I wanted to go eat. I drove with her, I gave her a ride on the bike, and we went to eat with her friends. We came home, parked my bike outside, went upstairs, and that morning when I came down to leave, my bike, in the tense of me owning it, was history. And then shortly after that, I penned that song. Just to recap. High rainbows in the sky after rainy days and nights. I speed down Riverside when it's light, don't use my lights. Send some plates of rice, then I park my bike outside. It got picked up overnight, charge it to the game, I'm fine. Charge it to the game, I'm fine. Charge it to the game, I'm fine. And now, back to your regularly scheduled programming.
But yeah, so I actually didn't buy a bike after. I didn't buy another bike after that. Yeah, I just took tuk-tuks. My last, I think this was the last, maybe last.
What's a tuk-tuk?
So a tuk-tuk is like it's like a motorcycle, a 3-wheeled motorcycle, or a motorcycle where the back wheel is tied, is like with tools is wrenched down to like a cart, and then the cart has 2 wheels on it, and so people could sit in the back of the cart, and then you can drive on the motorcycle and carry people. So it's like a form of transportation,
motorcycle
like
taxi.
a taxi, yeah, motorcycle taxi. Well, that, and then there actually is motorcycle taxis where you can ride on the back of a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's more modern day tuk-tuk type taxi things that are kind of just 3 wheels. They're actually made like that. They actually have a lot of that. There's a lot of that now though. Those ones are smaller though than the regular tuk-tuks.
Mm-hmm.
Southeast Asia Travel Guide 101, Cambodia. Vietnam, there's not actually tuk-tuks, really.
Not for the same.
No, yeah, not for like people to travel and move around.
Yeah. Yeah, my motorbike I took in too, because me and Hen kind of got, separated from group we was kind of rolling with a bit. We disbanded with them. We wasn't really a band, but we separated, whatever. And so upon going our separate ways, we decided to go out that night. Ended up in a nice little club bar. And, we met some people. It was a nice girl that came in. She kind of gave me the eye. But, I was I was mulling something over in my mind about, I think I was booking a flight on my phone. And, what ended up happening was, what ended up happening was, my boy grabbed up, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't know what I did. Alright, yeah. My boy, cause I didn't want to have to lane for him.
Mm-hmm.
My boy met her, and, boom, he like, yo, I'm about to roll out with Shorty. I'm like, alright, cool. So, then this girl came to me, this girl that heard us talking earlier, she was like, hey, I really love your voice. I really love hearing you and your friend talk. I'm like, oh yeah, she's from Ireland. And she invited me to come back to her place. So I went back to her place, parked my motorbike outside. We rode the bike there. It wasn't far away from where we were. She said, I said, before we went in the house, I was like, you think I can park here? She said, yeah, it's fine, it'll be fine. So I locked the wheel. What you do, like you like turn the wheel, lock it, it locks into place, so no one can just ride off with it.
Mm-hmm.
Came down, woke up in the morning, I was like, oh man, the bike gone. I just knew. I woke up, see my eyes open, I was like, the bike gone. Come downstairs, look outside. Yep, exactly. I already knew it. Bike's gone. I assumed the bike was stolen. I didn't think about that the police probably came and picked up the bike. A month later, I finally make my way back to that city because we had to fly that same night. You know, saying after the bike got stolen, I had to handle that. I had to pay $500 cash to the owner of the bike. And then we had to fly that same night. And
Man.
so I didn't have time to check it out, see what happened with that bike. I just paid it off to the rental guy. And yeah, that was that. Month later, come back. Decide I'm gonna go check it out with the police. Let me go run into the police. Let me go see what's up with them and see if maybe they got some information from me about this bike. So I go there. They sending me one police station, then to another one, then to another one. Then finally, they say, "Look, yo, why you was gone for a month?" I was like, "Oh, cause I had to go do shows in another part of town and everything." It was like, "Oh, well, you know, you was gone for a month." I was like, well, "What that got to do with the bike?" And it's like, "She was gone for a month." I'm like, "What that got to do with anything?" They said, "What would you expect to happen after you've been gone for a whole month?" So, the moral of that story is that some things need to be done in the right time, and because I would have got that bike back. I'm the owner of that bike still, but I don't know where it is. Probably being driven in the same city with different license plate tags. Probably the same tags. Give me that water, man.
Where's the
You had it.
I did?
Here it is. Maybe I had it. I don't know. I think you put it there.
I'm pretty sure you had it. Yeah.
No, that's him. Alright, I'm gonna stop this. Yeah.
What about you? I know you said the main culture show man. That.
Yeah, I said the main culture shock.
That you had, I'm trying to actually remember. I think it was the price changing, right?
Yeah, the price changes.
Have you discovered any new culture shocks since you've been back?
Not at all.
Not where.
It snowed today. See how quickly I went upstairs and shoveled it?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, right, snow. Oh, crap. Oh, man, I haven't seen snow in 5 years. It was like, I remember you, snow. Let's go. I know what to do. Instinctively. I don't have to think about it. I just instinctively went up there and shoveled the damn walk. Know to put the salt down. Yeah, just enough salt. This song should be for a special segment. Like every time this song come on, it should be like a segment or something. Like, what could a segment be? So my beat tag is "Oh, you in there with him."
Are you in there with him? Are you in there with him? Are you in there with him?
Got a show tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next week. I got a show tomorrow too, but I got another. Tomorrow I'm doing a show with Disco Tree. Next week the show is at Unruly Collective. It's a new band. It's oh them. That's the name of the band. Oh them.
Mm-hmm.
Cause when people see us, they be like, "Oh, them."
Wait, so who?
Dave said he ain't like what you did to the beat. So he made alterations to it. So let's hear that now. So yesterday, Richard was tasked to make edits to a beat that was produced.
To both beats?
Yeah, I don't think he liked none of it. Let's see. Yesterday, Richard was tasked to Richard was tasked to make edits to a beat produced by a friend, and just some type of contribution. It's a collaboration, and he ain't like what I had neither. But really, what I added was I added stuff that you were supposed to edit. So whatever he didn't like, it still falls on you.
Word.
So these are the two. Let's hear it. You had that sound. Yeah, because she said it was too loud. But we added it for you to edit it. We edited it a little bit. If I were you, I would have turned it down, though. I told you that, though. But he about to pull up anyway. So...
How far is he?
That's your camera. Don't forget it. Don't forget your camera. Like if you ever had to say something like directly, you should look there.
Right.
What's going on? You've been on Tinder a lot since you've been back too. I don't think you were using Tinder a lot in Asia. You maybe a little bit, but talk about that.
I was kind of, but not really. I matched with some cool girls. Not everyone responds. Then this one girl. So I've been talking to this one girl. Oh right. I just started talking to, but we literally just matched last night.
Tinder's. I feel like I kind of just do Tinder as not as a pastime. I do it with intention, but it's not like I have like I don't. I feel like I'm watching myself doing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would much rather talk to girls in person.
Yeah, it's definitely much better. I think he liked what you did to this one though. Maybe not the first sound, but I think the volume of it. But he needs to edit that himself. Set it just right to where he hears it. His song. I would have turned it down a lot though.
Yeah, my bad.
He here, he's in the he's making it right now.
So yeah, I was imagining. I already told you I was imagining like what type of like relationships or different type of girls I would like to hang out with. Or honestly, I wasn't really imagining what different type of girls. I was more imagining their. I guess that counts as a type. I guess counts as all counts in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to do it in work sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I pass. Time passes really fast, so I have a new location where I just like move boxes around. As they come down a slide, I don't really pick anything up though at all. I just turn boxes to make sure the scan is facing the people, so all they have to do is scan it and push it. So yeah, so working there is like I don't know, just time moves weirdly, and plus I get in early, and that spot closes at 5:30. But my shift is to end till 5:45, so I get off early there. I don't have to when that happens. Yeah, like.
Go ahead.
Oh, what just happened there?
I don't know. Check that one.
Yeah. I think that maybe the battery. Oh. Maybe the battery. Yes, the battery.
We'll try to record one more time.
Uh,
Let it die. It's gonna go off again now.
Yeah, it's probably gonna go off. Like I can try and. It's gonna go off in like
Okay.
a few minutes, a few seconds.
All right, cool. So we'll finish up soon.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. Let's finish up.
What?
Yeah.
What was that? What was
We
that?
were talking about Tinder though. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was talking about Tinder relationships. How I spend the time at the new location I work at in the building, thinking about relationships and thinking about having myself set up so I can like be able to like afford and being and having be able to spend time and meet people and learn more about myself. Uh, yeah. So, uh, that's I had I told you I had one of those moments where I had like that life realization type thing, or not really life realization, but it was more like, oh right, we're here working, and I'm just here working, and I'm going to do it. It's exciting, man. It's exciting. There's like this magical energy, and it's good to be a part of it.
Yeah, man. Part of the same thing you're a part of.
I'm glad. Yeah, man. I'm glad we get to. I'm glad we get to hang out, and yeah, I guess I can say we've already been working for a while with the podcast and stuff like that. So I guess it's more of a, it's like this guy we get to hang out. So yeah. I'm gonna end this, alright?
So next time we gotta start getting video guests to join.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and join in person. We can do location. I would say with this one, I would say if we focus on editing it really, really good, you stop it,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
end it. If focus on editing it really good.
Can you pass me my drive? It's right there.
Yeah, I'm about to. I'm going to take
Okay.
because it ended.